this is Dan Ferrisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald, working in partnership once again with the HDBaseT Alliance at ISE 2024, doing thought leader interviews on the most impactful trends and just buzzworthy topics in the industry today. That's why we brought together Sam and Gabi and Jimmy. Thank you so much for being here today to talk about Resimercial design. Would each of you like to introduce yourselves?
Thank you. My name is Sam Kennedy. I run the product marketing team for Crestron.
Hi, and I'm Gabi. I'm with Valens, a founding member of the HDBaseT Alliance.
And my name is Jimmy Vaughn. I'm with Microsoft, specializing in Teams rooms, but you can't get through a Microsoft interview without mentioning Copilot and AI. So we can talk about a whole bunch of stuff and everything else, but I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
One thing about AI, a lot of artificial, much less intelligence. Though.
So obviously we're talking about Resimercial. One thing I want to ask about is, we hear a lot about it, it's a buzzword, but is it real? Is this something just a lot of people are talking about on panels and things like that? Or is this really finding its way into the lived experience of the channel and the technology community?
Yeah, for us, it absolutely is very real. I think ISE is a great example of how real it is. For us, we're actually Crestron. We make commercial devices, we make residential devices, and we have a strong dealership aligned to that. So at ISE, we're able to show everything that Crestron does. So we're showing our commercial products, we're showing our residential focused products, and we hear and we see different integrators and channels that will cross the line, right? They will go and see what we're doing on the residential side. They'll come in and see this, what we're doing on the commercial side. So it is absolutely very real. A lot of the technologies are similar. A lot of the use cases are similar. So they're able to leverage a lot of the expertise in one area and leverage that in the other.
I think reality forced us to make this a reality. People need to work from anywhere, right? COVID forced people to work from home. Nowadays, even though COVID is not there, people still like to work at home. Some people will tell me my home setup, my home office is even better than what I have in my office, my real office. So it is definitely a real thing.
Yeah, and from Microsoft's standpoint, we're a data-driven company, and what we really look at is where are people working from. And what we've seen is there is a return to the office, but it's got to be reliable. It's got to be something that is better than I have at home. We all spent the pandemic actually looking and finalizing the way that we work at home. If that technology isn't in the office, or it's worse inside of the office, or it's more difficult, that commute tax just isn't there. Your employees are going to turn around and say, all right, I can get more or be more productive at home than I can inside of the office. So a lot of the technologies that you're seeing, they can be put inside of the commercial or enterprise environment, but they can also be put inside of the home. I mean, we take Microsoft Teams Room as an example. A lot of us actually look and we say, all right, our C-suite should have the same experience in their office at the workplace as they do at home. So we're seeing Teams rooms even go into the residential space in an office environment. So it's really something that we're seeing sort of. It's functioned by the users and not necessarily by dictating, oh, you need this and I'm going to put this in for you. It's a user-driven experience that they're really looking for.
I think that's exactly right. And to your point, people don't want to pay that commuter tax, as you say, for anything that's going to be subpar relative to what they can experience at home. But I think people's expectations for their home offices have really increased as technology deployments in the home office have gotten dramatically better. Do you want to talk about what home offices are looking like nowadays in terms of this Resimercial trend?
Well, I think during COVID, people were in a bit of a survival mode on the technology that they were using, right? So it was just give me a basic webcam. I'll maybe sit in my kitchen, wherever space that I have. But I think now here in 2024 and beyond, people really care about what is my persona? What am I going to look like? What are my colleagues going to see me? If they're going to see me the majority of the time I'm at home, I want to set myself up with a really professional looking quality experience. Like my persona needs to be very high quality. And so I'm going to spend a lot more time on the technology and my environment so that I come across to my colleagues with the highest quality that I can deliver for them. So people are spending a lot more time on the details where they weren't necessarily before.
That's absolutely correct. And I would add some details on this. It used to be that I would work with my laptop and I'm, fine with it. And then a docking, and one display and two display. Oh, I have that large display there, my TV, I can be used for that purpose. To the point that even I'm taking care of what is the lighting environment that I have. How do I look better with this kind of a light or this type of a light? So definitely there is a lot of efforts to make the home office as close as possible to a real office. So that's definitely happening.
Yeah, and what we see from Microsoft is we can even help on that. If something's not up to par, we can actually take that image and we can enhance that image. We've got technology that's now improving the background. So it's not just a virtual background. It's actually taking your existing background and just making it even better using AI. We can also do things like our voice enrollment. When we get delivered voice to a cloud service, we can actually know that's myself, it's Sam, and it's others, and we can eliminate all of the background noise that actually happens. By enrolling your voice, we'll know your patterns, and we can actually enhance your voice to the far end so that your voice is actually more intelligible. So we're looking at not only in the office, we're looking anywhere that people work. We're able to actually add technology so that it enhances that experience and makes it much better for everybody on the remote end.
So since we are at the HDBaseT Alliance booth, I think I would be remiss not to ask about how HDBaseT technology, known for its stability, reliability, can play a role in delivering these exceptional Resimercial outcomes. Anybody want to comment on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the underlying technologies of how we move video, what's on the video screen around a building or around a room is just as relevant in the home office as it is in my commercial environment. So that and that's, I think, one of the real values when we think about Resimercial is that it's very easy to make some new revenue streams by just going and looking and talking to different customers. So that's what I think is what's really exciting about the partnership is it's not a whole new learning curve for a lot of our dealers and integrators.
I think HDBaseT brings a lot of value for applications that requires real-time, high bandwidth extension or distribution in general. We were doing very well on the video domain, on the HDMI, and recent years we invested a lot on USB extension as well. Obviously, USB peripherals are integral part of the Teams room and any voice and any video conferencing system. So USB extension become an integral part of what we deliver. We are launching at this show the USB 3 extension technology. Very low power, single chip, low form factor, could be fitted into wall plate, in your furniture, in your other products, and very high performing. So this is great. I think it's going to be useful for this industry.
Yeah, and Microsoft, you said it perfectly. Microsoft actually certifies a lot of peripheral devices, cameras, microphones, speakers, whatever it is. We don't necessarily certify those extension solutions. We look at our partners who actually partner with HDBaseT, and they say, hey, this is the solution that if you need to extend this peripheral, let's use this technology and make sure that it can get there. And whether that's in the home or whether that's in the business, this is something that's needed inside of every application and something that a lot of our partners and integrators actually work with. How do I accomplish this? And HDBaseT is a technology that does that.
So one last rapid fire question. If there is one thing the integrator community, the channel partner community should know about Resimercial, where you think it's going to go in 2024, whether it's a market opportunity, a technology trend, what should people be thinking of if they want to maximize their success in the Resimercial category or space?
Yeah, I think that, as I said, a lot of the technologies are similar, and therefore some of we talk about AI, we talk about multiple cameras, we talk about a focus on experience, we focus on quality. I think those are all really hot button. Automation, automation significant, seeing that across the board. So, are both sides. So those trends that we're seeing on side of commercial, we're seeing that inside of the residential market as well. So I think that we'll continue to see the trend. It's interesting for me that when we talk about the commercial integrators, we also see this on some of the residential integrators trying to get into commercial. So I do think that there is a significant amount of market here on both sides for those integrators that can learn the market and learn the application, learn the use cases, talk to more customers, there's a lot more opportunities to take these technologies and scale it. I think that's what we'll continue to see in 2024.
I'd like to actually provide some advice for the end users. All right. So first thing, make sure your network has sufficient bandwidth. make sure you have a wired Ethernet connection. Don't rely only on your wireless. That will have a dramatic effect on your user experience. Second, make sure you choose the right products, reliable, I would say vendors in general, have it wired and very robust. Otherwise, you're going to have problems.
Yeah, and from Microsoft's standpoint, I mean, think about Microsoft's edict. It's empower every human on Earth to achieve more. And that doesn't only mean we're going to achieve at the office. We're working from anywhere these days. So integrators need to be able to give them the quality experience at their home office as well as the commercial workspace. And that commercial workspace is actually changing as we speak. I mean, a lot of companies are still trying to decide, how do we get the employees back to the office? Not everybody will have a desk at the office, but they will have a desk at their house. And why will they? Because they need to work wherever they are. And that's a sort of important thing to understand, is that this isn't just about setting up your laptop at your kitchen table. This is actually outfitting a space at your house where you can plug in, you can get to a display, you can use that peripheral device, and the far end is able to see you in quality light. So a lot of this sort of relies on the technology that's here. So,
well, thank you so much, Sam, Gabi, Jimmy, for your thought leadership here. I think Resimercial is something we're going to continue to hear a whole lot about. I think all of you are kind of at the vanguard of where things are going, and we appreciate you sharing your knowledge and sharing your insights with us today. Really do appreciate it.